Good morning. This is Miss Lally, and today is July 12th, Friday, and we got some rain last night. It poured down. I knew we was gonna get some rain, so that's why I have my rain collection plates set up. We got some rain last night. It is 5:45 in the morning. Clouds still lingering around, and it feels pretty decent out here right now. It's right quiet, but got some water here, so I'm gonna pour all this water in with this, and there's some water here. I'm gonna pour that in there. Every little bit counts. So watermelon and sweet potatoes. So got this watermelon here. And I was looking up about how to tell when watermelons are ripe. And I saw where one video, the guy was saying that when I believe it's the tendril, he was calling it the curly Q. When that is completely brown, the one closest to the stem where the watermelon is connected, that's an indication that the watermelon is ready to be harvested or picked. And also, this is a Charleston gray, and this one here. It's one there. That one's not as big, but this is the biggest one. And I got one big one back there. It's not as big as this one right here. And because I got them down to 6, because 2 end up with blossom and rot, and it's 2 over there in the garden. The one that's hanging off the fennel, and one by the strawberries. Let's say it's 6. Oh yeah. Okay. There's one by the onions. It's one near the apple tree, and then 2 here and 2 in the garden. That's right. So it's 6 that I know of. And I've steadily looked through this pile, this lushness of green, and did not find any more watermelon growing. Oh, I guess I should have took that okra off. I'm gonna take it off today. What's today? Friday. I gotta find somebody to give it to. I think that's not, well, I don't know. I think my dad told me that might be too big. He said he liked okra. The tomatoes survived the rainstorm, and it got really, really, really windy. Oh wow. And let's see if I can, if you can see that, I just noticed that my peppers have new flowers on them, and they've gotten taller. I'm just seeing this flower. There's a flower there. I see a flower over here. Okay, I that's okay. I like that. Maybe that rain. It was it came down heavy. So beans. I planted another row of beans right here that are behind this sunflower, and I see this has gotten ate on some more, but it's okay. Just leave me a few seed birds. Just leave me a few seeds. So this is a good time to come out here. It's 5:45 in the morning, probably 5:50 now. The corn was a disappointment. They came up looking good, but I don't know. I'm going to try to include some video that I was going to make a video out of, and I changed my mind. But to show you what was happening when the tassels they were coming up and they were green, and I guess the pollen hadn't fallen off yet, and I didn't know if this was a good thing or a bad thing. So here, in this video was from what was it? Yeah, back in May 21st, I believe, somewhere around there. It was back in May, and in this video, I was out in the garden. It was a beautiful day, light breeze. Temperatures were pretty decent from the looks of it, but this was back in May. And I just happened to take note. I was watching the pollinators, and I started looking at my corn, the tassels on my corn, and I just noticed that all these bees were just fluttering around the tassels. And I started to wonder, because I don't recall seeing that last year with my corn, um, when the tassels were out, and even the year before. I don't recall seeing the bees around the tassel. So my thought was, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Were they messing with the pollen, keeping the pollen from falling on the silk like it's supposed to? I don't know. And they'd been, kept seeing them day after day coming out to the tassels, and uh, I guess doing their thing with the pollen or whatever. But I was just wondering, was that interfering with the pollen reaching the silk on the corn? So that just kind of stayed in the back of my mind, and now when I look at my corn now, I don't see fully pollinated corn. So this corn here, I picked it the a day or 2 days ago, and that's what I had, was corn that was not fully pollinated, and plus it's also getting attacked by something. I'm not sure what it is that is messing with my corn, but I am wondering, did the bees um, interfere with the pollen reaching the silk on the corn? So my corn harvest has been kind of disappointing so far, but I guess it'd be like that sometimes. Have this sunflower that's coming up, and it looks pretty good. So it's right beside this one. I don't know if that's gonna affect how big that one gets, because I have noticed that sunflowers that are planted kind of close, either one's going to be good and have a good solid sturdy thick trunk, and another will be kind of slim and skinny, but it'll still produce a head like what I got going on over there. It's one thick one, then there's two skinny ones. Hopefully this rain will help out my beans over here. I am not coming out here like I was doing before and picking beans. So that's a observation I'm making about my planting. I need the shade. Definitely need the shade for my garden. And these sunflowers have done really well as far as providing shade for my garden. And this is my garden over here by the carport, which has been doing really, really well. I have this volunteer tomato that's coming up. Well, it's up, but I just spotted this. Look at that right there. And my automatic assumption was that this was a Roma tomato, but I just don't remember the Roma tomatoes when they were starting out looking, being shaped like that. So I don't know, but I'm going to cut some of these bottom leaves off on the bottom, because I don't want no stuff getting started. And I found me a flagpole to lean it against right here, because that was such a surprise. I already used my tomato cages got these leaks, and one of them has produced that. So I didn't know that was going to happen, and I just spotted this too. I did not do that, and I didn't do that. I have a sister at church that lives not too far from me, and she told me that they have rabbits in their area. Most of the people that I see in my neighborhood that garden, we don't have our gardens fenced in. As you can see, our gardens are wide open because we don't have any issues with rabbits around here, and I have no idea what exactly do rabbits eat. I see them, they're all over the place in my dad's neighborhood. They're so all over the place, they don't even run from you. I see them munching on the grass, but I don't know what else. I probably need to sit down and look up what do rabbits eat and see if my garden would be a buffet for them. But I didn't do that. I did not do. When I cut my Swiss chard, I get it all the way at the bottom. So that concerns me, seeing that. That definitely concerns me. Here's another thing that I seen, and I seen this a few days ago. That right there. This. Let's see if I can. Yeah. That right there. When I first seen that, I didn't see the flower head anywhere. So I was like, okay, what came through and bit off the sunflower head? Because I didn't see it on the ground, and I just saw it and I took note of it. So now, seeing my Swiss chard bit off like that, I'm wondering, okay, what's been hanging around in the neighborhood? What's hanging around in the backyard? So just wanted to share this little update with you. I was just extremely excited when I heard that downpour. I mean, it was a heavy downpour of rain came through last night, and I was excited to get up